Hello there, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn. It's the beginning of August, which means in Michigan, it's the fourth quarter of summer tubbing season. In about a month's time or so, I'll begin the process of harvesting all the fish and bringing them all back inside. But before that happens, I do want to give you an additional update. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So let's go ahead and start this tour with the 4 tubs that I set up in June in the front of the barn. As I've done in the past, we'll go ahead and take a top view of the tubs and then head underwater to check out what's going on. I like to start with this first tub, which is a 40-gallon tote that's home to my double-sword guppies. And as you can see, these guppies are quite active. I am happy to report that there are quite a few fry in this tub. If you look closely enough, you'll be able to see them. So let's go ahead and head underwater and check out everything that's going on underneath all the plant cover. This next tote, which is home to my Hawaiian variatus platies, is covered in duckweed, so I really don't have a good gauge on what's going on in this tub. So let's go ahead and get the GoPro underwater and check out what's going on underneath. Thankfully, as you can see, the platies are doing quite well and look absolutely stunning. When I watched this footage in its entirety, I didn't see any fry, but that doesn't mean there aren't any hiding amongst the duckweed and guppy grass. This next white barrel is home to my orange high-fin maculatus platies. Unfortunately, they've been pretty reclusive. When I first come to the barrel, I can see them, but they quickly dive under the cover of the thick guppy grass. I even tried to put food in and tried to get underwater footage, but I really didn't have any luck. But I promise you, there are platies in there somewhere, and we'll see them at the end of the month. But we'll see them when I take this down at the end of the month. The last tub in this section is home to my yellow form of Gerardus metallicus. With all the guppy grass and duckweed, these small fish are really hard to see. As we go underwater, you'll have to watch closely, but you'll be able to see one of the fish dart through your screen. This is another tank that's kind of full of guppy grass, so it's really hard to see if there's any fry. Gerardus metallicus are generally pretty prolific breeders, so I'm pretty hopeful that we'll see some fry by the time we take down this tub. And now let's head over to the main area of the tubs where I put all the Goodeids. This first tote is home to my Iliodon whitey-eyed. This is another tub that is covered in duckweed, which in this case I don't mind because it provides plenty of cover for the fish and some shade for the guppy grass that's in this tub. What I do enjoy about shooting the underwater footage is that I'm able to verify in these tubs that the fish are still doing well. This is a species that I was hoping to breed, but I haven't seen any fry yet, but maybe there'll be some surprises once I take this tub down. This next tub is home to some red root floaters as well as a trio of Xenotoca lion's eye. These have been pretty reclusive, but I did get a pretty good look at them the last time I updated the tubs back in July. While I was filming some of the other tubs, I did notice this little visitor. I had frogs in the tubs last year, so I'm not surprised to see them again this year. Unfortunately, the lion's eye were not as outgoing as they were a month ago, but you'll see the male towards the end of this clip, and he's absolutely stunning. These next fish have been pretty reclusive, and that's my Xenotoca melanosoma. I've done some experimentation with aquarium plants in this tub, and I've had pretty mixed results. The water a little bit recently has been a little bit colder, and these fish tend to come out more when the water's warmer. I was happy to see at least one fish in this underwater shot. This is a pretty rare Goodeid species, and hopefully I can see some fry in the next month or so. Now we get to one of my favorite tubs, and that's this 100-gallon tote that's home to my Xenotoca variata from Jesus Maria. This was one of the tubs that I decided to experiment with real pond plants, and as you can see, the lilies that I bought are doing quite well. As the season has progressed, they've started to add more and more leaves. They were looking a little bit rough in the beginning, but I'm pretty happy with the growth that I've seen over the past few weeks. What I really do enjoy about this tub is the activity level of these fish. Most of the time, these fish are out and about, and they're easy to spot with their shiny markings. Once you head underwater, you can see these fish are even more active, swimming amongst the plants and rockwork. This 150 gallon is the largest tub in my collection. This is another group of fish that you'll see out quite often, with my Allophorus robustus or bulldog Goodeid, as well as the Melanitania bosemani that I use as dithers. This was another tub that I tried some pond plants. The Metahune bog lily, which is planted in the back, has just kind of maintained itself, but the water lettuce has seemed to reproduce some. This is another fun tub to fill underwater and just watch the fish interact. I'm pretty interested to see the colors on the bosemani after they've been out in the sun all summer long. The next tub is home to one of my favorite Goodeid species, the Champilichthys encaustus. I just absolutely love their markings. When I did last month's update, I did see some fry at the top of the tub, but I haven't seen them around in a while. They were pretty hard to spot at the time, so I'm still hoping they're swimming around somewhere in the tub. The adults, however, can be tempted with a little bit of food, and they come right out in the open, which is really fun to watch as they swim around eating the food. As we switch to the underwater footage, we can really see their striking colors and why I really enjoy them. The last tub that we have is another one with duckweed. This tub is home to my Alodinichthys tamazule, which is another fish that I've struggled to spawn. This was a fish I put outside, hoping we could see some fry. While the underwater footage didn't show any of the fish, I did see them when I put the camera down, but unfortunately didn't see any fry. Again, maybe we'll have a September surprise once I take down the tubs. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at all of my summer tubs. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out so far. Hopefully when I take them down in the next month, we can see some more fry and see how everything turned out. I'm really happy with my experiments on both the lilies and water lettuce. I thought they both turned out well. If you missed my other tub videos this year, I'll go ahead and put a card with them at the end. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.